Colleagues from MIT have pointed out that in the information age, rather than the STEAM age, a very different set of skills and knowledge will be important. The Next America, a book published by the guy that runs the Pew Research Foundation. You just flip through the book and look at the graphs. It is very clear that this country and the world are going through huge demographic shifts. I'm partway through reading Our Kids, which is Putnam's new book on the wealth divide in this country and how it exacerbates the education divide. So in your lifetime, you want to make sure that that doesn't get worse. I've also read most of Make It Stick, which is a new book that's subtitled something like The New Science of Learning. Brain science folks are pointing out that most of what we do in education is probably done either wrongly or less efficiently than it could be done. Another book that's interesting to look through, in particular for you folks, is The End of College. Provocative argument about the way the digital world is going to change the way universities and colleges work. So those things together make me believe deeply that first is the archetype for the liberal education for the 21st century. I think it is very clear that a couple of seasons in first is at least equivalent to an extra year in high school. I think it is very clear that a couple of seasons in first gives you at least a one-semester head start when you get to college. And I think it sets the tone for the rest of a productive and satisfying life. You see, some of those changes are going to be manifested in interesting ways. I believe, for example, that we're learning that education and training are different. I believe, for example, that learning calculus is training, but learning to think using calculus is education. I believe that learning spelling and grammar, definitely training. Learning to communicate in any language, education. Learning a CAD program, that's training. Learning how to design, definitely education. So the transition that's underway, I think, will be that we will allocate training to machines because they will be better at it than humans. And if we do that well, we will make room in schools for real education, because real education is much more likely to be associated with being in the same room with another person. That's an important trend. We're not ready for it yet, but I think you guys are the tip of the spear that can drive things in the right direction. So please, make sure that you understand fact-based decisions, are in tune with your feelings about the planet and other people, and have a concept of what fairness means to you. Now, fact-based decisions, it seems obvious that we should embrace that, but we've stopped doing so. It's altogether too common to hear someone in a position of supposed leadership say, well, I'm not a scientist, but. Ignore everything that comes after that. I think it's really clear that being anti-science is being pro-stupid. So first gives you guys deep experience and understanding that you can't wish your robot to go faster. You have to do something in concert with Mother Nature's laws that will make that happen. So understanding the space between I want and I will work with the universe to make it happen is really important. You have a good foundation in that. Feelings. The ethos of first is gracious professionalism. That has a lot to do with your empathetic response to other humans, society, people in your community. You have a chance to model yourself as an empathetic member of society. That's a big deal. We need more of it. Fairness. Fairness is a complicated idea. It's unreasonable to be totally fair. It just doesn't happen. We're all different. Groups are different. But you know that in the first community, no one can argue that it's fair for a rookie to compete with a super veteran. But in first, the super veteran team helps the rookie team. If you look at the way the rules are set up, so if you look at first and think about it, we can look at our society now and say, you know, we need to spread the first word through the society so we have at least a better shot at some kind of fairness. So I think you guys are really pushing ahead in the right direction. And I love you because you're going to keep it up. I think with your help, we will have 2 or 3 generations of people who understand fact-based decisions, are in touch with their feelings, and have a concept of fairness. And if all that works, we have a shot at the democratic meritocracy that I think we all want to have. Thank you.